Right guys, welcome back to another video. The beanie is on because my trim is looking dead right now and I'm not trying to show that. I'm going to go over the previous week and how that looked for me and the trades that I took, and I'm just going to explain them through for you guys. So coming into Monday on the 10th of March, we jump onto the 1 hour time frame. We can see that I've got this level of sell side marked out and buy side, so we're going to do the exact same on ES, because everything you do on NQ you need to do the same on ES, because it's very important to have both of them up and make sure you're monitoring both. So on the 1 minute time frame, we can see we've got this level of sell side at 19764. My thought process going into this session now is that the nearest point that price is going to want to target, because price is always wanting to draw to the easiest point of liquidity, would be this level at 19764. So we're going to wait for market open. Well, market opens just happened now. We've got a couple minutes till macro, and you can see already here we are dumping off. Literally as soon as market opens, we've just been shit in the bed. Literally, like the last couple of weeks have been so bearish. Longs just haven't been the play for a lot of cases. And right here, we immediately took out this short-term high, so that immediately grabbed my attention. So I marked out that as the short-term high, and then we took it on ES as well. This high at 19943 was nowhere near getting taken on NQ, whereas that same level on ES got swept. That means we also have a bearish SMT, giving us more confluence that we're going to want to move lower, targeting that level of sell side. Alright, so now my bias is just looking for shorts now, not looking for longs. We've got a bearish SMT, we're very close to sell side, and price is so volatile right now. Some of the moves you can catch are absolutely insane. You're in and out of the market very quick. Likewise for when you get stopped out as well. So I can see already here, we've got a really clean displacement lower, sharp displacement on NQ, and also a sharp displacement lower on ES. So what do we have here? We have this 1 minute bearish gap that's just formed, and we're going to look for an entry off this 1 minute gap to target sell side. Now, I'm not likely to go all the way to 19764. The reason for that is that this level of sell side right here at 19787, if you look how volatile price is. A 30-point stop would be at the top of this candle, and all the way down to this level of sell side is already 60 points. So this is a 1 to 2 R, which is very much respectable. So let's see if we can catch an entry, and we will be getting in. Cool, so we've caught an entry off this bearish gap. I'm just going to want to see if we get, there we go, that's much better, because replay mode is a bit funny. So we're entering now for sells. We've got our stop at 30 points, and we've got our TP at this level of minus sell side for 62 points, meaning that we have a 1 to 2 risk reward right here. So let's see if we smash TP. So just like that, in 2 minutes, we were in and out of that trade. That you guys could see right there, my thought process coming in. I had all the levels set out on the 1 hour time frame, and then I saw how bearish we were. You guys got to keep in mind, look how bearish we are. It's very likely that price is going to continue to dump. So pretty much a continuation trade. And we took out this short-term high, or minus sell side if you want to call it that. And we also had this bearish SMT. So that gave me even more confidence that we're going to move lower. Then after we had that displacement, we had that 1 minute bearish, give it a go, and it worked out in our favor. You guys know the drill, 1 hour time frame, we're setting out our levels. Bang. So because price is very volatile, guys, there's not really much point of marking out levels all the way up here, because it's very unrealistic. We're actually going to get up to that point. So there's no point just marking stuff out for no reason whatsoever. Bang, bang, bang. But coming into this macro, I can see on the 30-minute time frame, we have this bullish gap right here. So my bias was basically, if this was to get inversed, if this bullish gap was to get inversed, we would look for shorts. We would look for a lower time frame play to look for shorts and target 19143 or any other levels of sell side. But if it was to get respected, then my bias would switch to longs, as the high time frame fair value gap imbalances get respected. This is also a 1 hour gap. So let's see what we get. Okay, cool. So we can see on the 30-minute time frame and the 1 hour time frame, we are currently respecting this bullish gap. So my bias is going to be looking for longs. And now we can also see that this short-term low was taken out. And the level of sell side on ES at 5558 was swept. So that is another reason for our bullish bias. Already we can see that we've got a sharp displacement higher above this short-term high. Now what else we can see is this bearish gap to the left has been inversed, which is another confluence to look for longs. So now that we're inside macro, we look for an entry of this bearish gap. We have the entry right here at 245. So that would be our entry right there. We would enter in for longs as soon as we enter the macro, targeting this high for 68 handles, and our stop. It's quite a tough stop, to be honest. Around 26 points right there. So let's see if we get final TP or if we get stopped out. I always wait for final TP. If I don't get one final TP, it's either stops the break even or we get stopped out. I'm not here to really take partials anymore because it does destroy your edge. And if you have 3 winning 2-hour trades, that means you can afford to lose 8 trades. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're taking partials, I hope the maths is right. My maths is a bit dodgy. Taking just final TPs, the risk to reward and profitability in the long term should be a lot higher. So we never actually took this short-term high. Once we would have taken this short-term high, I would have moved my stops to break even, but we haven't taken it. We haven't taken it either on ES. So the short-term high on ES would be over here. Currently returned back to our 1 minute gap and we get stopped out. So we got stopped out that trade. There's not much you can really do about that. We were a couple ticks from moving our stops to break even, but that's just how it is. And it is really tough to sometimes put a stop placement in for this kind of market because look how volatile it is, guys. And we could have potentially done, I mean, you can't put it to the short term low, it's a 47-point stop loss. I actually believe this ran to final TP. Yeah, this then ran to final TP. So the trade was completely correct. It was completely valid. You can see everything that happened was fine. It respected the 1 minute bullish, but it's just quite simply the volatility during these months are absolutely insane. Right, so now we're looking at Wednesday and the AM sessions were pretty quiet for me, I'm not gonna lie. So we took it later and I looked at the PM session and it was absolutely blessed. The price action was so clean, it was super clean. We look on the higher time frames on NQ and ES. So what can I see on ES? I can see that we've taken out these highs on the 1 hour time frame. We've got this level of sell side. We've got these highs which have been taken, and then also on NASDAQ we can see that we also have these highs right here. So we have a clean sweep of buy side liquidity right here, and we've had a little bit of a retrace in the lunch macro and after the second AM macro actually, we formed this major low and then we've just been pushing up. So this could be quite simply was just a retrace and then ready for price to go lower. We're now inside of the macro, so I want to see this short-term high get taken, which we do not see. Okay, so the short-term high didn't get taken out. This is not exactly a problem. We have this nice accumulation and we've actually built some really nice structure, so I was very happy with that. And we had a super clean displacement lower on both NQ and ES, and we have a 1 minute bearish that got left behind. Simply, we're just looking for a tap on this 1 minute bearish to target shorts. So let's run the trade, see what we get. So instantly, TP smashed. That is, I wasn't joking when I told you guys how algorithmic and clean this trade was. There's not a single bullish candle, and you guys will see that it hit sell side and immediately went straight up. I don't know what it was about this PM session. It was just super clean. You could literally, the only bullish candle we had was the one where it retraced into the 1 minute bearish, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes securing 77 handles. Well, my TP was actually here, but that's because I was trying to keep under the 50% consistency rule for Top Step. But yeah, okay, so that was Wednesday. Let's move on to Thursday. We're coming into the macro and we're obviously jumping into our higher time frames and we're going to mark out our levels as normal. So we're coming into the session now. We have a clean sweep of buy side liquidity here from the data highs. So we had data high manipulation. So when the news dropped at 8:30 New York local time, it took out this level of buy side liquidity. My bias would have been bearish. And we can see here there actually was a shorts play. This was the first presented gap after market open, which actually can be quite high probability. But I did not end up taking this because I wanted to wait for more of a cleaner setup, because obviously we had data highs above here which hadn't got taken yet. So we could have potentially have, after we've taken out this short-term low at 12.15, it could have came back up, taken out data highs, and then looked for a shorts play. So I wanted to see a cleaner sweep of liquidity coming into the session. So you guys can see it tapped into that 1 minute bearish right there, and we just traveled lower. And right here we can see we've actually taken out London lows, which is a very high probability sweep of liquidity. I fucking rhyme. We have this short-term low. So right there, we've just taken out this short-term low. We didn't manage to take it out on ES, so currently we have a bullish SMT, and that remains the same. And now already we can see prices starting to displace. So we have a displacement above this short-term high, which is now also our breaker block. So we've got a breaker block here, which is now also paired with a fair value gap, a small bullish gap right here. But we've also inversed higher. We've inversed this bearish gap to the left, which is another confluence that we're going to be looking for higher prices. But then I also wanted to see us displace higher than this short-term high. So you can see we did not get an entry on that, but we did displace higher than this short-term high. So that was even more confirmation. And now I'm just quite simply looking for an entry. We've also displaced higher on ES. I forgot to mark out ES. There we go. So we have a 1 minute bullish gap right here on NQ. So we're quite simply just looking for a tap on this gap, and we're looking for longs. So we haven't got an entry just yet. And there we have it. So the bullish gap's been tapped into right there. And we're going to be targeting, well, I personally targeted this high right here. And I had my stop at this short-term low for around 30 points. Again, you guys can see we're going for a 1 to 2. And our reward is 63 points, risking 30 points. So let's see what we get. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But this is a super clean setup. So let's see what we get. So just like that, it literally instantly, 3 minutes, TP smashed. I mean, guys, this stuff is really no joke. You know, a couple minutes and you're done for the day. You just need to know, you have to be focused, know what you're looking for, and make the right decisions. The thing that I learned was that when I'm feeling 50-50 about a trade, I'm not going to take it. If I'm feeling unsure about a trade, I'm not going to take it. If I'm not, you know, confident about taking the entry, I'm just not simply going to take it, because you're not losing anything from simply not entering a trade. But if you're confident about it, it fits your model, and it's ticked off all the boxes, just got to go for it. So that's exactly what we've done today. Well, not today, on Thursday. And we were done for the day. And that was my week done. So, yeah, so we took an L on Tuesday. We took a dub on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I didn't trade on Friday because didn't want to make the same mistake as we did last week. So what happened last week was I was up quite a substantial amount for the week. And then on Thursday and Friday, coming to NFP, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to trade. But what did I do? I traded anyway. That is a lack of conviction and discipline, not sticking to my word. And that is a really bad habit. But I learned from my mistakes. I journaled it. I did the exact same thing this week. Well, I didn't do the exact same thing. I learned from my mistakes, and I did not trade Friday because, you know, I want to close the week on a profit. There's no point trying to risk it on the last day. And I was right for that, because there wasn't really actually any valid setups to take on the Friday. There was one. It was actually quite a similar setup. But yeah, I was happy I didn't take anything on that Friday, and we ended the week in profit around over 100 points we secured over that week. It was around 100 to 140 or something like that. I haven't even calculated it up properly.